This is what I've found to be the highlight of basically everything I've pieced together, from doctors to coaches to motivational people to CEOs, and I've combined everything for this simple little, I call it my daily vitamin. It takes me about 15 minutes from beginning to end, and anytime I don't feel like doing it, I say, well, do I want to be safe and sane and happy today, or do I want to be miserable? Once I get to the point where I say I want to be happy, I go ahead and do this. So I found it took me about 60 to 90 days to get into the routine where I actually felt really good and actually started seeing the seeds from what I planted and reaping the benefits. And so this is the morning ritual that I go over. I wake up a lot earlier now than I did before to make sure that I have that time. And as soon as I wake up, as soon as my alarm goes off, so you know my I call it emotional gravity. I tend to think this is humankind because I think I'm pretty normal, is so negative. My emotional gravity is I don't want to get up, I'm depressed, the world sucks, everybody hates me, nobody likes me. It's that cacophony of noise. And so I have to do this daily to combat that. And once I accepted that, then my life started changing. So I look at it like gravity. That's why I call it emotional gravity. No matter what happens, I'm going to get pulled down to the floor. Once I stopped fighting that and thought, oh, I just need to go ahead and apply equal pressure on each foot to walk. And just like I don't have to think about walking anymore, it's just on autopilot, this is where this really comes into. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into it right now and take you through. So the first step, I don't even leave the bed. I sit up, I put my feet on the floor, I put my hands out, and I pray. I pray and I meditate. And I pray that God just use me as His conduit to forgive me for my sins from the day before, where I fell short, my failures, to ingrain those lessons, but to help me get out of my own way so I can help as many people as possible and to give unconditional love to as many people as possible and just to be used for good on earth. That starts getting me the mindset of, okay, now I'm kind of excited to get up because I want to go help. You'll notice almost all this is outside of myself. When I'm internally thinking, I was suicidal. You know my story. I was completely suicidal, depressed. When I was inward, when I focused that to outward, now I'm known as the guy that's too happy all the time and even fake. So my thought process is I'd rather be viewed as fake happy than real depressed and suicidal. So that prayer is what helps. It takes me 30 seconds. I just go through family to protect the businesses, to provide, to allow me to rely on that. But the biggest thing is that conduit. So the first step is prayer. Second step is I hydrate. I drink 32 to 34 ounces of water with lemon because of the dehydration. I actually feel dehydrated now that I'm really in tune with my body when I wake up. So drinking that 32 to 34 ounces of water, I don't pound it, I drink it over this 15-minute period. And then I go into what I learned from a few different people. It's in yoga as well, but I really like this. I call it breath work. So I'll put on music. Actually, you can probably hear it in the background. I'll put it somewhere around here for you. I like the Devi prayer. It's very relaxing and I feel closer to God. And I start doing breath work. And all breath work is we forget that breathing is what keeps us alive. Breathing is what leads to life. And so I do 3 sets of 30. So I'll give you an example in just a second. But basically you inhale and then exhale fully. Inhale, exhale. The thought behind this is it's called oxygen saturation and carbon dioxide depletion. So you're basically hyperventilating. On your 30th rep you blow out and you hold for no air. And I try to go for the first time around a minute, minute and a half. And then you take a deep breath in and hold it for about 15 to 20 seconds. That's 1 rep. I do that 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I'm on no oxygen for around 2 minutes. And I just bliss out. I just picture whatever my mind goes to. And if I like it, I hone in on it. If I don't, I say thank you, move it aside, go to the next thought. A lot of times it's just lightness and airiness. But I'll show you what I mean. So this is just basically the breath work. You keep doing that until 30, so let's say I'm on my 30th one. continue to hold on no oxygen until literally you go inhale and hold for about 15-20 seconds. And then when you're done, you exhale, and that's one full rep. So inhale, exhale, 30 repetitions. You'll get lightheaded, make sure you're sitting down. Last exhale and hold, no breath. And then I just use my Walkman when I'm listening or iPod, and I just check, okay, I'm at a minute, so that means at 2 minutes I want to take that breath in. And as you get better and better, you'll find that it's incredible. Now there's a byproduct of this. I started this exact one 3 years ago. I used to get sick 4 to 6 times a year, pretty bad. I haven't been sick in 3 years. That's one of the things that Harvard and Stanford actually started studying, the person that started finding this, and they started doing it, and they had to rewrite the medical books that as human beings we are able to override our autonomous nervous system. If you have any questions, I may do a whole another one just on the breath work and go through it to help, but I wanted to get you this information ASAP so you kind of know what to do. An organic byproduct is I feel better, I'm breathing, and life is oxygen. Oxygen is life, and then I haven't been sick in 3 years, so kind of cool bonus. So once I'm done with that, I feel fantastic. Then I go ahead and I get out my journal, and I only spend about maybe 3 to 5 minutes writing. I write the top 5 things I'm grateful for that morning, and it changes all the time. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's my connection with God, sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's just finished a huge project. But I just write down what I'm grateful for, and then my goals for that day or the week that I'm working on.